Welcome back
Oh, guys, welcome back.
to the Second Shift Podcast.
Where the end of your day is the start of ours.
Yes, sir. We're clocking in. We're rearing to go.
Man.
We got our lunches packed.
Oh,
Every
what do
8-hour
you-
shift, you're entitled to a 30-minute lunch break.
What do you usually pack for lunch right now?
You know, I'm like a chicken salad kind of guy. You know, like I'll make
Okay.
like a bunch of chicken for the week, and I'll just have romaine lettuce, and I'll just rip 3 heads off. And sometimes it's Italian dressing, sometimes it's Caesar. But recently,
Okay.
I've gotten kind of lazy, and so what I'll do if I go into the office, they have the cafeteria open from 7 to like 9:30. If you get there at like 9, you can have them make a breakfast sandwich.
Oh,
And it's like a $2 breakfast sandwich which is pretty good.
that's
And
not bad.
then I'm almost full. And then 1 o'clock comes around and I'll have like a granola bar, and then I'll be fine. Like I won't
There
need
you
like
go.
too much else, and then I'll have a bigger dinner. Kind of works out well. But what about you?
Yeah, I've been on my broke boy grind. I get that Oscar Mayer bologna that's $3.50 for a pound.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. So bologna sandwiches.
bologna and cheese, or
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Little bit of mayo. Stay with the stereotype.
All right, very nice.
Bob's your uncle.
So today's episode, we had 3 opportunities to make it stick at a good date. One, we could have done it on my birthday, which was this past Saturday. 2, we could have done it for the 9th episode, and thus it would have been the 99999th episode of our library. And 3, tomorrow's 420. So
Yes, it is.
we are right snug in the middle of all these events, and it feels good. It's comfortable. It's a comfortable little snug spot. So.
Oh, man. So, I gotta go to a weed farm tomorrow. And I can't get anything.
Not until Thursday, right?
Yep. That's what sucks about the state. Like, tomorrow's 420. Wednesday is 420. But legal sales start 421.
That's
Come on.
devious.
Like,
Devious.
that they just want to watch the state burn, I guess.
But
hey.
why wouldn't they want to get their first, like, you know, if you were to open like a candy shop, I would open prior to Easter or prior to Halloween. If you were to open a meat shop, you would be prior to Christmas or prior to, barbecuing for
Thanksgiving.
the 4th. Why would you not start out with a bang? And you already know, like, that's gonna be the easiest forecast in the world. We're gonna stock up on everything we have, and whatever we have left, that is where we start from, essentially. And to show figures, to even think about this too, you could have bonuses for employees based off of like their first day's work. You know what I mean? Like you don't know how these people are gonna work. You don't know how it's gonna go. So, start it off on a day where everybody's kind of on the same page, and just kind of offer like a bonus based off of how they do on that day. And from then on, it's never going to be as busy as that, most likely. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of missed opportunities there.
I feel like, especially with a market like this, people just, they want it.
Right.
It's like, even if you
Pent-up
don't,
demand in Northeast, for sure.
even if you don't consume, it's still the allure. Oh, I can go to a store and just buy an edible?
Right. Right. Yeah.
We live in a great time.
That's called bureaucratic bullshit right there.
Yeah, but hey, at least it's getting legal. The New York should be coming up soon. So
Yes, sir. Soon.
Yeah,
Speaking of bureaucratic bullshit, how about that Hitler guy? What a douche.
he wasn't too great for PR,
No.
but he himself had good PR.
Well, yeah. Joseph Goebbels. Gobbles.
Gobbled these nuts.
And so that brings us into our topic for this week.
Yeah.
The world-renowned Inglourious Basterds, T-E-R-D, not T.
Not to be confused
ARD.
with the 1977 movie The Inglourious Basterds.
Right. I also wondered why, T-E-R-D you could see as being a poop turd. if you wanted to, but I think most people would consider it to be TURD for the poop turd. So I thought maybe they were trying to do that, but it's just not to do. Like if you were to look it up on IMDb, you wouldn't want the 1977 version coming up first. You would want Quentin Tarantino's one because that one little letter difference. So
Well, he literally has a quote about it. Here's the thing. I'm never going to explain that. You do an artistic flourish like that, and to explain it would just take the piss out of it and invalidate the whole stroke in the first place.
right, yeah, that's literally him right there. That's a great sentence.
Yeah. So it makes sense. That definitely the differentiation.
Oh yeah, and it's also kind of an allegory for how the film really is and what it's supposed to portray. It's an alternate history. It's what they call a revenge flick, as he did with Django Unchained, where you can show someone that's been through turmoil and adversity and slavery come back and murder and kill and get revenge. Same on this end. The Inglourious Basterds are based off of a real group, right? Based off of a real American group of Jewish soldiers.
Well, it wasn't just American. It was like Allied total.
Right. There was a British one too. I think it was called X Force or X. I forget, but
some superhero name.
Yeah. And this was, on the same level of revenge, alternate history, where, the Jewish group of guys that just wanted to go out and kill and make a name for themselves had every right to, and they were given an outfit, and who better to lead them but an A-list actor like Brad Pitt? So
that's why this cast is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I also love that Diane Kruger is German. It just makes it so much more authentic.
There was a thing that I saw during her audition. She apparently played such like a good American accent that Quentin Tarantino was like, I don't know if you'll be able to do the part because it's very German based, and I don't know if you have the German in you. And she's like, "Psych, bitch, I am German."
Yeah, that's awesome. She comes out and just starts just rattling off German. I love that.
It's another thing with the casting. The Bear Jew Donnie.
Yep.
Do you know who he was originally supposed to be played by?
Oh wait, I know this.
Yahoo!
No, who is it?
So hot, want to touch the hiney.
Adam Sandler.
Yep. Could you imagine
crazy.
him being the Bear Jew?
Oh my God, Donnie fucking Donowitz, Teddy fucking Williams, Fenway Park.
Oh wait. It would literally be all Yankees references. Oh, it's Joe DiMaggio.
That's so funny. Another great cast. I mean, probably one of the best casting you'll ever see. Christoph Waltz, an Austrian-German individual himself.
That man speaks. I think it was English, French, German, a little bit of Italian, and a little bit of Hebrew, just in the movie.
Dude, I know. And with great accents and fluency and the facial expressions his character is so charming. Like if he wasn't in that uniform, he would be like a great. Obviously, he's a great detective, but if you were to meet him as an American, not in that uniform, you'd be like, "Damn, dude, I want to tell this guy everything." Right.
Well, all right, kind of going off that detective little tidbit. You know the big ass pipe he smokes.
Yep.
You know who also smokes that pipe?
No.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, the same one? Like the same style? Or?
Same exact pipe.
No shit. I always thought that pipe was like really gratuitous and like really in your face. He loved his job. Like he loved that he was great at his job, but he also wanted to be as intimidating as possible for like a kind of a smaller figure. So that's just I always felt that was like in your face.
So originally he was supposed to be, the actor was supposed to be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could have done well, but
Christopher Waltz deserved because he got an Oscar for it, right?
Yeah, best supporting role.
Like his role was just impeccable, and I feel like Leonardo, he fit well in that Django role.
Yeah, yep, yeah, that was perfect. Mm-hmm. So let's stay on the old casting here because I love Michael Fassbender, and when he switches back from when he makes the mistake in German back to English, it's such an elegant he's sitting there with his scotch and his cigarette. Oh, if this is gonna be it, old boy. I hope you don't mind. I go out speaking to kings, and
of course, Major.
Yeah, of course, man. It's funny how he kept calling. It was Captain. He kept calling him Captain after he realized he wasn't who he was. Also, Daniel Bruhl, who plays Zemo in all the Avengers movies. Yep. I mean, another German guy, right? He's fucking awesome. Like the time where you see him and he's like, oh, I'm just this like wide-eyed actor. Then you realize he's a war hero for killing a lot of dudes in Italy, and then you see how he continues to push. He doesn't ask her to come to lunch. He sends a German officer to pick her up, and then finally, where she thinks that she still has a little power over him by saying, no, you can't come into the projection room, he just barges through. He's like, you can't say no to a guy like me. That kind of personality mixed with Nazi
toxic masculinity.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like he's like if he was given the chance, I think he would have been like on the probably like a sex offender list or like on the rapist watch or something. Like
100%.
That's his MO. Like, I'm the big shot. You need to respect me.
I'm a big shot, but I'm a good guy.
Right.
Why don't you like me? I'm a good guy.
Right.
Come on, I get everything else. Why don't you want me? I'm a good guy.
Exactly.
Why the fuck don't you want me?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Another great casting, BJ Novak. The little man. Private Yudovich. Didn't have a big speaking role, but, just his kind of meek persona in the end there just matched really well with Brad Pitt's performance, just showing that, this meek kind of kid, meek Jewish kid, kind of grew up into the ranks of the Inglourious Basterds, and now he's taking scalps off of Nazis. It's a great little casting. I like that.
See, my favorite thing is in The Office, Ryan was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Thailand with some friends. But no, he was an undercover Jew killing Nazis. That was his the excuse in the show for him taking the leave to film the movie. Yeah, we're going to Thailand.
Oh, that happened like right around. Oh yeah, that's true. That was
yeah.
08, 09 era. Yeah.
But yeah, great. I feel like he was honestly a little bit underrated in it because he's one of those guys where you don't really need to speak.
Right. It's just his recognizable face and kind of you don't realize that they call him the little man until the end, but that's a great nickname for him. He's one of the shorter guys. So, and the guy who played Major Hellstrom, the guy that was in the bar, and figured out that they were lying. You see him actually. He was the officer in the beginning, right, where he picked up Shoshana and put her in the car. Yeah. You could just tell right off the bat this guy can be a total dick. Get your ass in the car, and then intrudes on their table and just really pushes and pushes and pushes. And like you said, that toxic masculinity and aura and mythology about being superior and being a superior race and being a man with blue eyes and blonde hair, and just understanding that you're kind of in the control of a nation that you're occupying. You could do anything you want, and he's a great personification of that.
Well, I mean, you see it when it's the especially the him thinking he's better when he's got the King Kong card on his head.
Yep.
When he's like, "Oh, am I the something about the African American community?" He's like, "No." "Oh, then I must be King Kong."
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You could tell that guy was like, "Oh, all right, everyone's below me."
Oh yeah.
And he got a big nose or darker skin.
Yeah, he also had that one of those faces you just want to punch, just like real squirmy. Like...
No, he has one of those faces that you just want to shoot him right in the dick.
I have my Walther on your testicles.
Well, I've had mine ever since you sat at the table, yeah? I know, he was British, never mind.
Also, Mike Myers as the British Colonel.
Yep.
Fantastic. Just 5-minute role.
It's all you need from him.
Just does like an elegant version of Austin Powers. Like you can, all like
Literally.
if you close your eyes, you're like, wow, Austin Powers has learned how to kind of keep his speech in line and
Keeps his dick in his pants.
yeah, this is what happens when you keep your dick in your pants, Austin. You become a colonel in the fucking British Army.
So, I feel like my favorite minor role is Samuel L. Jackson's role in the movie.
Yeah, the narrator. That's great.
Just literally a narrator.
Yeah.
Quentin's got to get him in his movie somehow, but for 2 minutes he got him. He got his title.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And that whole one of the best parts of the movie are these cutaway scenes where they
Yep.
go into Hugo Stiglitz's background. They go into what was another one?
Oh,
I'm trying to think.
fuck. Well, I mean, you can honestly talk about the movie that they even showed, because it was literally a full directed 6-minute movie in the movie theater.
Right. Yeah. You essentially it's you're right. That's a good little cutaway. I like the scene of Shoshana kind of. It was like a montage to David Bowie getting everything ready.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So that was another kind of cutaway thing where it's like a really good little montage. It's not. He doesn't do as many of the time differences, right? So like in Pulp Fiction, you start at the end or kind of in the middle end, go back to the beginning, go to the end, right? Similar to like what Christopher Nolan does in Dunkirk, stuff like that. It was pretty much consistent throughout the chapters. But he's done that in the past, and he's very.
But I
good
mean,
at it.
like Tarantino, though, it still has that converging storyline.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. The convergence is all coming together at the theater, and let's break it down by chapter, because I really think that one of the biggest selling points for Christoph Waltz to win that award was that opening scene where he comes in.
Yep.
Can I have a glass of your delicious milk? And
Now, see, my favorite thing. Oh, my French isn't that eloquent, so I'm really gonna embarrass myself if I say the wrong word. Can we speak in a different language? But he says it the most beautiful French ever.
I know. Yeah. He says it like with words that probably the average Frenchman don't even know. Yeah.
All just so the people on the floorboards didn't know he was talking, or what he could say.
I have a feeling that Shoshana, right? Because she understood, and maybe it was just because she was living in Nazi-occupied Paris when she was running her the theater. But I almost feel like she knew, because she was the one that was able to sneak out or maybe get a head start. You know what I mean? Because she was right next to them when they were getting shot. I feel like she had to know something, right? Or maybe she was the only one, because she was like,
She probably knew who
age.
he was.
That too, yeah, yep.
Because I mean, he literally came in. He was like, "Do you know who I am? I've heard a great deal about you. Do you know who I am?"
Right.
So it's like he's got a legend. So obviously, all the Jews in hiding have to know who this man is.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel,
great
yeah, you're right.
opening
They would
scene.
recognize names, I think, if they heard the name. Yeah. Christoph Waltz won Best Supporting Actor. So this is the 2010 Oscars. He beat Matt Damon in Invictus, Woody Harrelson, The Messenger, Christopher Plummer, The Last Station, Stanley Tucci, The Lovely Bones. Some really big names there, but I think it was a no-brainer.
Oh yeah,
I've seen Invictus, solid. Lovely Bone, solid movie. But like you said, speaking 4 languages eloquently with accents, being menacing but charming at the same time.
that I feel like is the best part. Just that creepy ass smile that he has. Like, nothing's gonna happen except I'm gonna have the entire floorboard shoot up and
Right.
the blood rush all out.
Right. So another thing that happens in that scene is his discussion about the rat versus the. He said, "What if I were to compare a German soldier to a beast? It would be the eagle. If I were to compare a Jewish person to a beast, it would be that of a rat." And he was talking to the guy saying, "Oh, you don't know. Subconsciously, you would go after a rat. Why? Because." And he was
They're
like,
easy
"Oh,
prey."
right, yeah." So
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good, really great dialogue. And just the way he drinks the milk, it's not
Yep.
just a
The
sip,
one,
a
the
sip
one
and
slug down.
oh yeah, yeah. It's disrespectful. It's like
To you, Femi, and your cow. Bravo.
yeah, I would rather him take a regular drink, say I really I love this. This is great, rather than drink the whole thing. It's like it just seems disrespectful, you know.
Well, that and it's just like, all right, let's get to the point.
Yeah, exactly. I love the meticulous nature of his opening of his little quill, like the
Yep.
pen and paper. It's such a meticulous, mechanical opening.
Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah, I kind of wish we still had that these days, where we could. That was like the norm for using pens.
Not just uncap the bic.
Yeah. Also, the guy who played the French dad, I thought that he did a great job.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I smoke my pipe? By all means, it's your house. Make yourself at home. And that's why I thought that scene where he brings out his pipe, which is like 10 times larger and more aggressive, with like 6 different colors, and it's just like a huge "fuck you, I'm in charge" moment.
Just one of those whip it out. Oh, hey, look what I got.
Right. Another thing that I really thought was great, and this is for the whole movie, but it's something that I noticed right off the bat. It's just the way that the crispness of the film. I have to double check, but I don't think that he used digital film for it. Let's see.
I could see that.
Most likely, probably use like some maybe 60 millimeter or 35 millimeter film or something like that, because it just looks so clean and crisp, and I think that's what he was trying to go for. Where
Yeah, he wants that kind of old timey look, but still modern.
yeah, absolutely. It got nominated for Best Picture, Best Directing, Best Writing, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Mixing,
I mean, yeah.
and Best Sound Editing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, what was it up against, like, for Best Picture?
So he lost Best Directing to Catherine Bigelow. She did The Hurt Locker.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
This was a packed year. Avatar, James Cameron.
Oh, wow.
Up in the Air. Precious, based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire. So he lost to them, but I think Catherine Bigelow probably should have won that. That was a great movie. Film editing, Hurt Locker won that. Let's see. Best Picture, Hurt Locker won that too.
Well, yeah, it's a Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
That was just such a solid movie.
Yeah. It was up against also District 9 and The Blind Side too. So add those in there. Yeah.
Blindside, little Sandy Bullock.
Yeah. So it lost to The Hurt Locker for sound mixing. It lost to Precious for writing. Hurt Locker for original screenplay. Yeah. So Hurt Locker kind of stole the show that year, but if they weren't in the picture and it was just Avatar versus Inglourious Basterds, I think it would have been a halfway between the two of them, basically.
Definitely. Yeah, Avatar definitely had all the effects, but just as a well-written movie, Inglourious Basterds was way up there. Like, honestly, though, the Christopher Waltz's role was, I feel like that just made the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And especially the scene at the end with him and Aldo.
Yep.
Just, I know about your two guys that are sitting in there. All I have to do is make a phone call. But I don't have to make a phone call if I get a full pardon.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that scene because I kind of want to think about what it would have been like, like alternate history wise. Obviously, they've done Man in the High Castle, where the Axis powers won, and they brought essentially that fascist methodology to the United States. And I haven't seen the show, but I do believe that that's what it's about. But what it would have looked like if they called them and told them what was up, what would have happened. But
Cool.
And then I really do. I love the scene with him and at the restaurant, where he's doing his normal investigation. I think he kind of feels like something's up, but not really. I don't know how he would know that she was Shoshana, or
Yeah, she was there that day.
I kind of wish that Christoph was there at the theater to kind of figure out that it was her, per se.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe after he gets Van Hammersmark and strangles her out, then he does more investigation going up there and kind of like interrogates her or something crazy.
Okay.
Something like that.
Before you go off of that, I want to talk about Van Hammersmark, that choking scene, real quick.
Yes.
Okay, so Quentin Tarantino was very afraid that it wouldn't look realistic. So it's his hands in the movie that's choking her, and she goes unconscious, really.
Oh, really?
It was like, does that look good enough? Okay, cool. But like, he literally choked her unconscious.
So he wanted it to, because I actually was thinking that as I was watching it, like, how did they film that without putting her life in danger?
Yeah, Waltz didn't want to like strangle her that hard, so Quentin's like, all right, move over.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But yeah, back to what you were saying.
So I think Landa would have his arc would have come full circle if he realized that he messed up by not getting Shoshana. And that Shoshana, like, if he was, this would be different though if he was like a loyalist to Hitler. But he, at the end of the day, you could see obviously he was more about, and he was more of an opportunist. I understood that if he was to do this, he would actually get a better deal than.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Plus, he just wanted to be on the winning side.
Yeah, at the time, you actually hear Hitler talk about the Americans on the beach. This is this has to be after June 1944, which was D-Day. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Landa was thinking, "Oh, wow, they got past that. They got past that blockade in Normandy. Then that means that they're making a good run for it. Maybe this is my opportunity to get out while sell high, where I can get out and get a house in Nantucket." So, but back to my point is, if he was a loyalist, right? He chokes out Hammersmark and then says, "There's got to be a larger ploy here." Takes out the two Italian dudes and then Brad Pitt, and then he says, "I feel like there's something more." And he goes up and finds figures out, investigates and interrogates Shoshana or something like that. But she still gets it off. She still is able to do it. Instead of having Frederick be the one that kills her, it should be Landa. She shoots him. He shoots her. Same thing. But he realizes at the end of the day, he's like awake for the killing and murder and burning of all of his comrades in a way. So he has like a realization that it was him that kind of messed it up. Because the whole point of his character is his ego. He's so confident in his ways as a detective that he doesn't really care per se that what he's doing is contributing to the assassination and genocide of 6 million Jews. He just cares that he's doing his job well.
Yep.
And so it would crush his ego to realize, oh, the one Jewish girl that I let go is the one that's going to topple the entire Third Reich. So that's an alternate way of what I would have done for him.
See, I feel like that at least some type of like poetic justice would have been. So let's say he does call him.
Yep.
Be like, hey, they're gonna try and blow this shit up. They get the 4 out. That happens. I mean, you figured that would happen, but at least with him, he would stay there, interrogate the Jews that were in the Inglourious Basterds, and Shoshana just throws like a bottle of milk at him, and then he just
Oh.
realizes, "Fuck!" and then everything just burnt down.
Oh wait, so she had a bottle of milk
Yeah, like
up
she
in
was
the
ready.
in the projectionist room, or
Well, wasn't she behind the screen when the fire started?
no? She was up on top because she was running the projection. Right. The fire
Wait,
started, and her her friend Marcel was the guy that blew it all up with the cigarette.
oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Because it was all the old film behind the screen.
Right. Right. Or maybe what you could do is, Landa's the only one that's not in the premiere, and after he takes care of Aldo, he comes back to warn everybody and arrest the dudes, but he can't get in because they locked the doors, and he turns around to see a girl with a milk bottle or something like
There you
that.
go.
You know what I mean? And she says, "I'm the face of the Jew that's gonna kill all of them or whatever. By the way, would you like some milk?"
No, all it is just got milk.
Yeah. Yeah. Au revoir,
And
Shoshana. Yeah, that's so funny. Everything blows up.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. That'd be a great alternate. But it would all be resting on his different personality, essentially. He would have to be a Nazi apologist to be on that train rather than, an opportunist per se. So that's like his silver lining. That's like his in the whole movie, like, you know, he's the Jew hunter, he's despicable, he doesn't care about, the genocide, he just cares about doing his job. He's a piece of shit. Fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, he's good at his job, but he is that piece of shit. But he's also controlling. He wants to be deceptive. He wants to prove that he's smarter than you. He just wants to prove that he not even like the whole German race, just he is better than you.
Right.
Because
Oh,
that's
I
that
was
whole.
gonna say it was his redemption. It's his redemption arc that he realizes that, you know, he has a better out than anybody else. He could survive. He could be taken care of by the U.S. Army. He's done his job.
Yeah, his
Something
thing
like
is, he's just selfish.
Right.
He's like, yo, I'll throw all these people under the bus if I'm okay.
Right. Exactly.
And like that, I feel like that's just how he always was. Just me, not for us or the greater good. It's just me. I want the power. I want the control. I want to show that I have the biggest peen.
I also think it would. Yeah. I also think that it would be an interesting allegory or metaphor for him to be the rat, right? So if you think about him as like a mob guy, and then the police get to him and they say, if you rat out 20 members of the family, we'll let you walk, but everybody else gets taken in, right? So if he becomes the rat, he gets off scot-free, and obviously in the eyes of his comrades, in the eyes of anybody that would be that considers him to be loyal at all, knows that he's a rat and he's a piece of shit. But it's funny because in the beginning of the movie, he discusses comparing Jewish people to rats.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like it's a full circle for him, where he turned into the rat and understood their survivability as being a rat, and that might be the better way to go.
See, the survivability is key. His thing is he just wants to preserve his self-image to be like, oh, I was working with the Americans the entire time. I was a
Right.
double agent.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that was a good call, because I forgot that he had said that. I was working for the German I was working undercover with the American, and I want the Congressional Medal of Honor and as being a part of
Yep.
Operation Kino. And yeah, you're right. That recognition, that survivability, doing whatever he can to crawl out of there alive and with everything intact. I have another thought about Shoshana,
Okay.
because she's the hero, right? At the end of the day, her family was murdered literally right next to her.
Mm-hmm.
by a Jew hunter, and he represents essentially all that is bad with the world. He represents Hitler's need to rally up all of the Jewish people in Europe, and so obviously that's the worst. That's horrible. That's the worst you
Mm-hmm.
can ever be. But I was thinking as I was watching it, I was like, is what she's doing justified? Like everything that she's done, does she think after she does she think after she thinks that she killed Frederick that she's going above and beyond, or she's going too far, or that she's made a mistake? You know, because she looks at him on the ground, kind of just thinks like, oh, maybe I should have done that. She walks over to him and touches him. That's when he kills her. So I'm
Well,
trying to think of it if from her eyes maybe she regretted it a little bit,
so
being prone to violence instead of doing it some other way. I don't know.
I I don't think she regretted it. I just feel like because she actually had to do it manually rather than her just tell someone to flick their cigarette on a big pile of film, it's a lot more direct.
Yeah.
Plus, this is one singular man versus the entire like German upper party parliament, whatever they were considered. So it was like all the top guys, an act that can end the war versus just, one person murdering another.
Right. Right.
So it, if she didn't have to kill him with her own hands, I feel like she would have had less remorse. But I feel like it's more the guilt that she had to kill like him rather than tell someone, oh, hey, do the deed, and her plan works.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I wonder if I mean it's cool to see such a badass like female character, but I wonder, just thinking back, like what she could have done, like working diplomatically or working bureaucratically. But then again, at the same time, being like a French person at that time, you're living in Nazi occupied France, so it's not like they're that
Your opinion doesn't matter.
right. It's not gonna go very far. So I think, yeah, looking back on it, I think that was her best bet. Utilize
she
her
had.
looks, good charm, and that she attracted this young guy that was actually the star of the movie to be able to
Convince them.
convince her. I mean, she didn't do anything. All she
Well-
said was, "We have 350 seats. We have two
Yep.
balconies," and they were like, "Oh, that's half the size of the Ritz." And she didn't really do anything, which is funny because I think they were gonna do it either way. They were gonna do what Frederick wanted. They were gonna do what Goebbels wanted, and they wanted
Yeah,
to
he,
make it
he
more
just wanted to
exclusive.
sleep with her, so that's why
Right.
she got it.
Exactly. That's funny.
The moral of the story, never go with your little head.
Yeah. Um. The scene. Okay, so the scene where they're outside and they're talking to the German colonel.
Mm-hmm.
And Donnie Donowitz comes out
Oh,
his little
with the baseball
clacking
bat?
with the baseball bat. Man,
Yep.
that's a great scene.
I'm surprised he didn't come out with like just snapping, leather. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised he wasn't wearing a leather jacket more often.
Yeah, like a little like a 50s doo-wop group or something that comes out. And...
Well, no, 40s doo-wop group.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Well, he was ahead of his time, you know.
Fucking greaser, man.
The music, I have to hats off to the music because this movie's not really known per se for the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a couple of, that David Bowie song. I think it's called Cat People. But it doesn't, the movie itself, and I'll have to double check, but I don't think that they didn't have like a composer. They just
I don't know.
They just had like kind of like older music kind of going in a way. So
Well, honestly though, any Tarantino movie,
right.
you know the soundtrack is going to be pretty solid.
Yeah, a lot of just like record drops and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. But excuse me. Donnie's coming out, and it's almost like a Wild West theme, where
I was
it
thinking
just,
like a WWE entrance.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of mystical but triumphant, and
Oh, definitely mystical, because, oh, the legendary Bear Jew.
mm-hmm.
And then it's just this dude from Staten Island.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Teddy fucking Williams. Um, when he actually makes contact, I
Yep.
mean, this is why they get nominated for sound editing and sound mixing. Like
Mm-hmm.
deep clud, like hit him hard in the head, and then you could see him the scene after just like crushing his skull in, and
So, an interesting thing about the filming of that scene, you know how they're doing all the scalping too?
yeah,
So, it was like they were practicing on how to scalp the Nazis,
mm-hmm.
and it was kind of like a little competition. The three best scalped Nazis, those actors got like close ups.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
So
Wasn't
it's like,
wasn't Tarantino the first one to get scalped?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like, leave it to Quentin to just be like, all right, here's a competition. Whoever scalps the Nazi the best, they get the most screen time. Go!
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you prepare for that?
Right. I think it's, but at the end of the day, I think it's such a genuinely like authentic movie that Quentin Tarantino wanted to keep it period relevant, but also geographically relevant, right? So, we don't even hear English really until Aldo Rain. Well, we hear a little bit of it.
Only 30% of the movie is spoken in English.
Right. So I'm thinking, nationally, geographically, time wise, based off of what was going on at the time, I think it's just really nice to have a Hollywood movie be spoken in such different languages. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That he had the world renown as being Quentin Tarantino already, but to be able to make a movie as made $320 million, be in a different language, it's pretty great. And it also sets a good path for a lot of these foreign movies to get nominated for stuff. Like when Parasite won the Oscar, that's a Korean movie, Korean film, not any English in it. There's a couple other that are like that too, but I think it just lends itself to authenticity and show that he has that range where he's not just making a movie based out of L.A., but two guys as hitmen walking around,
I feel like it's not so much the fact that the languages were spoken, but the casting of the people. Mm-hmm. Like, he made sure to get people who actually spoke really well French, really, like, that they spoke well in their respective languages.
Accents, and they look like they should be in that part. Yeah, for sure.
So one interesting thing, when they were advertising the movie in Germany, they had to take out all of the swastikas. Because it's still a German law. It's like you can't promote the swastika, all because one guy ruined it.
Yeah.
And then the
what was the swastika before?
It's a Hindu symbol of peace.
Oh shit.
And then
they totally turned that one upside down.
Mm-hmm. I forget which actor it was, but one of the actors, he was a German guy. Let me look it up real quick. Till Schweiger, Hugo Stiglitz.
Mm-hmm.
So he is notorious for always turning down roles that put him in a Nazi uniform.
Mm-hmm.
He only agreed to this one because he got to kill Nazis.
Really?
So this will be the only movie you will ever see with a swastika on that man's arm, but it's only because he was undercover and got to kill the Nazis.
Is he a pretty famous German actor?
I think he is. Let me see what else he was in. Till...
Auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi balls.
Yeah, he's got a long list of stuff.
Okay. Mostly German.
Yeah, a lot of German.
Yeah.
He was in Muppets Most Wanted.
Oh. Good thing I don't like the Muppets.
Let's see if there's anything else that I know.
Full disclosure, I was deathly scared of the Muppets when I was a kid. You used to go to
Hmm.
Hollywood Studios in Florida, and they have a
Mm-hmm.
Muppet ride there. I would just go across the street, Pizza Planet, hang out in there for a while. Everybody went on that ride.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta, I
Uh,
don't like them. Not for me.
yeah, kind of weird. He was in Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo.
No shit. That's
Yep. He was one of the German hookers.
funny.
Uh, and then, yeah, a bunch of other German stuff. But he was in a lot of things. He's got his German star on the Walk of Fame in Germany in Berlin.
Oh, really?
So he's big. He's big time.
Intriguing. That is pretty big. Um,
Oh, another funny one that I saw about Donnie Donowitz. He said the way that he got into the zone, his it was like his wife or his girlfriend at the time, put Hannah Montana onto his iPod.
oh, yeah?
So it was like whenever he was trying to get in the zone, it would always just turn to a Hannah Montana song and it would piss him off.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
So yeah, whenever he's swinging the bat around, I was like, "Fuck you, Hannah Montana."
That's funny. Um, Melanie Laurent she's been around for a while. She's, French
Mm-hmm.
actress. She was the FBI agent, the other FBI agent, and Now You See
Yeah.
Me.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. Biggest opportunity for a sequel that they've ever had in the world. You know, they called this Now You See Me and then Now You See Me 2. They should have called it Now You Don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Fucking
Yeah. That honestly is poor marketing.
stupid Hollywood idiots. Should have had that one. That's a no-brainer. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't see them, then it doesn't have to be. I mean, come on. Now You See Me 2? Not even TOO, just 2? Come on. Weak.
All right. Here's another little interesting fact. Before the show, when Aldo and the French actress, when they're at the kind of like meeting area and he first meets the Jew hunter, he was like, "My name's Enzo Girolami," which is the real name of the director of the first Inglourious Basterds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little homage to it.
Gorlami. Gorlami. Gorlami.
Kind of sounds like salami.
I love that scene. They're walking away. They're saying, they have their Italian accent saying "Arrivederci, Arrivederci," and then Brad Pitt waits like 30 seconds and he's like "Arrivederci."
Arrivederci.
Another part where Hans Landa is going crazy and just further cementing his legacy is when he just maniacally laughs at her expense when she comes up and says it was a mountain climbing accident.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he knows that it's her, but it's just he just can't hold in his laughter about how bad that lie is. She's like this ditzy, pretty German actress, and even she said, "I like to smoke, drink, and order things in restaurants." So, I feel like if she just came forward and said, "I got shot last night in this fucking crazy bar," I feel like it would have gone a long way. I don't know. What do you think? If she said, "Oh, I was just in this bar last night celebrating with a bunch of young people or whatever, and these American soldiers came in and shot him up, and I got shot in the crossfire." I don't know.
I feel like it would just bring too much, just like questions for it. Like, oh well, why were you there? It's like, why was a big time actress in such a small town bar?
That's fair. That's fair. Maybe it was a cousin or a brother or something that was there. I wouldn't even say American soldiers. I would say French soldiers or British soldiers, because then it wouldn't come back to the guys that she was with. They're
Yeah.
obviously fake Italians, but they were definitely American accents too. So harder to hide.
I don't know. I feel like they had to be German just for the fact that they were in Nazi controlled France. It's like, Why would there be casual British people who are actively opposing us?
That's fair.
It's like if they saw a British soldier in there, there's no way they would stay sane. There's no way they would keep playing games.
Right. That game is still popular today. It's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Heads up, right?
Yeah, thanks, Ellen DeGeneres.
Dude,
Like, it really sucks that that's her app.
Yeah, it does suck. I don't know why. It just made me cringe when he licked the back of the card.
Yep.
I don't like if I have to send an envelope. I lick my finger and I slide it
Are you one of
across.
those people?
Yeah.
Hey, at least you're not the one that has, like, the little wet, almost, like, bingo pen that just wipes it across.
Oh, that's for old ladies that send their cards to everybody.
And people with absurdly high centers of gravity.
That's probably how Howie Mandel does it, you know.
That cue ball.
Wonder how they did the scene where, well, it's obviously a dummy. Well, I think all of them are dummies when you shoot them.
Oh.
But like the Hitler body when it's on the ground getting just shot to bits like Swiss cheese. I mean, there are just pieces flying off of them, and you're just seeing holes go through them.
Well, a lot of it is they wear like a little vest that has almost little explosions on it.
Yeah.
To kind of imitate the impact of the bullet going in you.
Right. And then at the end,
yeah,
you could see
leave it to Tarantino for the gore.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this is before you still have like the explosive blood coming out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But once he gets to Django, then you're in a whole different world of explosive spaghetti western. You know?
And the cursing too.
That Hateful Eight, there's a lot of spaghetti flying all over the place.
If only it was actually spaghetti, that'd be hilarious.
I know, right? And then you just have like one guy that's a cannibal go down and eat it.
Hello, Clarice.
Dwight.
All right, so where do you think Dwight's Uncle Mannheim would be in all this?
Oh.
He'd be the assistant to the Jew hunter.
Yeah, and then he would get to the cow farm and then retire and work for the cow farm or something like that. Growing beets in the farm.
Oh, yeah, we just moved down to Argentina and just started growing beets. Because, it beats killing Jews. See, I am reformed. I will still stand by that being my favorite joke in the office. Oh, I wanted to go visit my Uncle Mannheim down in Argentina, but my visa was protested by the Shoah Foundation.
What's the Shoah?
It's like the Birthright Trip Foundation. I'll actually tell you.
Is that where like the Jewish kids will go to Israel, right?
Why is it so hard to find information on the Shoah Foundation? A nonprofit organization dedicated to making audio-visual interviews with survivors and witnesses of the Holocaust and other genocides.
Oh shit.
Well, I could see why they would protest his visa to go to Argentina.
Interesting. That is a good joke. I didn't even put that together. Budget $70 million. Opening U.S. weekend $38 million. So they already made half their money back on the first weekend, just in the U.S.
Not bad. Not bad.
Grossed $120 million U.S., $320 million worldwide. So I wonder what it was like to go see it in Germany.
They probably had to have like so many disclaimers, like, this movie is not glorifying. This is an educational movie.
I wonder if they had to like keep the doors open. so that nobody felt like they were being trapped.
Honestly, though.
Because that's how we feel going to the movies now after the Aurora shooting. You know what I mean? Like it's almost
Yeah.
like it's like fish in a barrel.
Literally is.
Yeah. I wonder. I wonder if that you're right. Disclaimers all over the place saying this is not true. This is alternate history. You know, there's no problems anymore. We're not gonna have. We're not gonna lock the door.
The bear Jew did not exist. He will not come after you.
Yeah, yeah. He can't haunt you anymore.
You won't have someone swinging a baseball bat and screaming Joe DiMaggio at you.
Oh wait, I'm reading about. Oh wait, here we go. In the German version, the French dialogues referring to English language have been redubbed, and the scene where Private Butts, the translations from German and English vice versa, redubbed. William Wickley. Oh wait, I thought that was gonna tell me. Never mind. I thought it was telling me alternate versions, like they adjusted it for when they, because they do that in China, like they take out all the gay scenes for stuff when it gets to China.
Well, I mean that's China though.
Right.
Can you believe they limit the amount of video games someone under 18 can play?
That's ridiculous.
It's hilarious, honestly. They have a facial recognition to make sure that no one's abusing it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How do they have facial recognition for like PS4?
Probably just like a standalone thing, like a USB type John.
That's crazy. And you have to have it to play the game?
Yep.
Dog.
Yep.
That's whack.
Good old US of A ain't looking too bad.
So I was just looking. Ennio Morricone actually did a lot of the soundtrack. Not all of it, but like some things. And I think he didn't write it for the movie, but he had them prior. But other than that, there's just a bunch of different names on here.
I can honestly see for a movie like this though, just trying to find random songs rather than make an actual score.
Right. I just saw that the guy from Daft Punk has a writing credit on the Cat People song, which is the David Bowie song.
Interesting.
So when you listen to it, you definitely can feel that kind of synth wave, Daft Punk coming through.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like that was a very David Bowie sounded too.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I mean, especially for kind of like that montage-y effect. Definitely good
yeah.
montage music.
Oh yeah, for sure. But anything else
great
on
movie,
on your end that you want to talk about?
I don't know. I feel like it's very fitting that Aldo made the deal with them and then still ended up carving a swastika into his forehead.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely very fitting.
You know, it's that I can't abide. When you take that Nazi uniform off, nobody gonna know you're a Nazi. That I can't abide. I'm gonna give you something you can't take off. That his screams are excruciating, and then he's grabbing the moss in the grass. He's pulling that around.
I honestly feel like that speech right there rivals Samuel L's in Pulp Fiction whenever he's reading that Bible verse.
Yeah. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man.
You got it right now? You're just gonna bust it all out?
I don't know all of it. Is beset
cool if you
on
did.
all something by the inequities of the tyrant. And I don't know, fuck. And I will strike down thee with great vengeance and furious anger, those who oppose and destroy my brother's keeper, or something like that. And you will know my name is the law when I strike my vengeance upon thee.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that movie this week, but we felt like we'd have a good amount with Inglourious Bastard itself.
It is true. We'll
definitely watch Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, we'll do it again. You know what we should do is maybe like a Sam Jackson episode where we do that one, compare his performance in that, and something else that he was super badass in. Maybe like
Django.
Star Wars or something. Yeah.
Or just Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Yep. Yep. He's had a long career.
Oh yeah.
He's not that
And just
old.
think of the
He's
amount of
probably
franchises he's been a part of.
right.
Like that man's got to be swimming in royalty.
I'm sure if he could be in Lord of the Rings, he would have been, or Harry Potter.
Could you? Could you imagine Samuel L. being Frodo or fucking Dumbledore?
Dumbledore. 30 motherfucking points from Slytherin.
There's too many motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking school.
There wouldn't be motherfucking snakes in this chamber of motherfucking secrets.
That would honestly be hilarious.
Let's just do an episode where we put them into different franchises. Like we could write, like a couple minutes worth of dialogue, and then just play it back to each other. You know what I mean? Where he's in Lord of the Rings, and then he's hanging out with Jon Snow.
Gandalf strikes his staff on the bridge and screams, "You shall not pass, motherfucker!"
Oh, Sam Jackson, you've saved me, got me to the ring.
Nice try, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, he's yeah, you can put him in anything.
That would honestly be hilarious. Imagine him in The Sound of Music.
Oh my god. What character?
Fucking Julie Andrews, of course.
Oh, he comes in as the nanny?
Yeah. Fucking
Bitch,
these are a few of my favorite things, motherfucker.
Bitch, I'm not gonna blow no whistle.
Mother Superior, what is it, you cunt face?
That's also a good movie for historical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Christoph Waltz's character is actually from Austria, right? He says he's from Austria. Mm-hmm. What if he was...
what if he was the guy going after underage girls?
No, the father... What? The father... Oh, no. Well, yeah, okay, technically. In the movie, he's...
Going on 17.
Yeah. Oh, no, that guy. No. I'm talking about the father. The father.
Oh.
Yeah, that guy was weird. I didn't like that guy.
Yeah.
The father...
Trying to rob the cradle.
The father, he was 47 at the time, and she was 20.
Damn, he had a lot of kids.
She was 22.
Good for him.
Yeah. So...
That's some real Matthew McConaughey shit right there.
Yeah.
I get older, and they stay the same age.
What the hell is his name? Georg. Georg. It's spelled Georg, but it's Georg von Trapp.
I was gonna say it's Von something.
Von Trapp, yeah. What if he was like the Landa, and he was taken from his family, and so the only way that he was able to get back to his family was by doing his job excruciatingly well. And so all he cared about was doing his job well and getting back to his 7 children. In real life, it was 10 children.
I imagine that was probably very, very, very similar to probably 3/4 of the majority of Nazis' experiences. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm just doing this so my family survives.
Oh, yeah, because they would have threatened them. What actually happened to Von Trapp was they got through Italy right before the borders closed in Austria, because it was the German occupation of Austria, and they closed the borders to Switzerland, which is where they were trying to go, but they ended up going to Italy. Then they came to America and sang their little hearts out.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Adieu.
Okay, now, try this one out for size. Sisterhood of the Traveling Motherfucking Pants. He's just one of the girls that somehow fits in this magical pair of pants.
That's so funny. That's so
Man,
funny.
this makes my ass look good.
That's great.
Samuel, why is there blood on here? Mind your motherfucking business.
Too much snakes on this damn plane. Too many snakes in these pants.
Oh, there's a snake in his pants, all right.
There's a snake in my boot. Well, what do we want to do next week? Sam Jackson ad libs.
Well, we could just do Pulp Fiction and then just continue on with the Sam Jackson. Maybe get some John Travolta in there.
Yeah. Or we could do like a Tarantino kick. I think the next week we should start getting into Harry Potter, or we could start getting into Star Wars or something. Because I feel like it'd be nice to always have like a
little
try to always have like alternating episodes where it's like one we're doing something new, and the other one we're going to the next movie. So it's like
let's definitely do Harry Potter.
Okay, yeah,
because that's something we both know
for sure. For schnizzle.
All right, word, yeah. We'll do some.
And actually, we could end that with watching the Fantastic Beasts, because I've never seen any of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
the new one just came out. Mm-hmm. With Dumbledore as a young man.
All right, and the Harry Potter books, I'm very, very into them.
Yes, so. I've read them, but when I was a kid, so you'll have to.
Oh, I'll definitely get those book to movie differences. Don't you worry.
I do believe that in one of the books that Hagrid had a very intense conversation with Harry, saying, "You are a wizard, you specky goon." But they didn't get that into the movies, so they made a YouTube out of it.
Yeah, and then they couldn't afford to have the actors either, so it's just some shitty video game.
Yeah. I'll pump you silly.
You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what?
Yeah, and they couldn't
get an owl, it'll deliver your shitey mail, deal with it, you twat. I'ma put my dick in the owl.
Yeah, this is the R-rated version that J.K. Rowling wanted to write, but she figured that it probably would have been accepted better by kids, so keeping a PG rating would have been...
This is the Quentin Tarantino version.
Harry, you motherfucker! You are a wizard! Fuck you, Hagrid! I'll pop your cap in your ass! Fucking blimey.
Could you imagine if Harry Potter, but everyone was from the hood?
Oh my god.
What do you think the magic wand would be?
Probably a catalytic converter.
It's just a fucking socket wrench.
Yeah. The catalytic converter.
Oh my god, I got Shaniqua pregnant. Fetus deletus.
Oh my god. What's that from?
I just made that up.
No, you didn't. I've heard that before. Fetus deletus. That's funny. Was it? It must have been a bit. It wasn't an SNL thing.
I have no idea. I just said fetus deletus because it rhymed.
It could have been SNL because they lean left all the way, so it would have been a funny like joke about abortion.
The SNL Harry Potter one where Lindsay Lohan just got her tits out.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was Oh, Hermione, you've really developed over the summer.
Is Bobby Moynihan?
No, it's the fucking girl.
No, Who's the girl that says that?
No, that Harry Potter, fucking Debbie Downer.
Yeah,
I forget her name.
Oh,
she plays Harry Potter.
Rachel Dratch.
Yeah, and then it's the one white dude who was on Wild and Out. And in Big Fat Liar, he was the bully in Big Fat Liar.
I don't know.
I fucking forget his name, but he played Ron. But yeah, she played Harry, and she was like, "Oh, you've really developed." It's just a bunch of puberty jokes.
There was one where Daniel Radcliffe hosted, and
yep,
he comes back as like a 10-year grad, and he's like, "Oh, I just like to come back, welcome the new students." And they're like, "Harry, you graduated 10 years ago," and he's like, "Yeah, but."
Did you hear the story about how I defeated the basilisk?
That's funny as shit. All right,
yeah,
we'll reconvene. And,
so yeah, okay, we'll do Pulp Fiction next week. Just get that Samuel L. and then we'll start Harry Potter.
Splendid.
Let's do it.
Splendid, Taggart. Splendid. Sounds good. We'll catch y'all on the flippity flip.
See y'all, ladies and germs. Catch you on the next episode. Peace.